Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another monthly reset. It's been a hot minute, but we are back and we are ready to go. I haven't really been goal setting strictly per se over the last 2 months or so we don't have any goals to recap per se, but we're still going to start off with a little recap of May, the month that has been. We'll go into setting our goals for the month of June. Then I will do my reading recap and then finish off with monthly favorites. So that's what our video is looking like. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's go have a look at how the month of May went. All right, lovely people. So let's get started first with having a look at the month of May. So as I previously mentioned, I didn't really set specific goals for May just because I felt like I just needed a little bit of a break from goal setting and just kind of like free spiriting kind of month. So I didn't really have any specific set goals for May, but nevertheless, we always have our standard monthly goals, which is the things that I always want to be working on consistently every single month, because if I'm able to take these things off consistently every month, it should allow me to reach my goals by the end of the year. So first things first was earn at least $600 from side hustles. I have not done this, but I am very okay with my financial situation at the moment. So although I didn't earn $600 from side hustles, I did tick off the other goal, which is to save at least $500, of which I exceeded that like more than double. Next goal was to post 5 YouTube videos. I did not do that. Next goal was to read 4 books for the month. I did do that. Next is to complete 17 workouts. I'm still a few days out from the month of June finishing, but I'm very well on track on completing 17. Have a sibling or family date. I did not do this month. And in terms of my headspace, I feel like I've been up and down, up and down. For the most part, I feel like I've been good, but then I've had some days where things haven't been so good. But then on days where things haven't been so good, I've been really good at quickly recovering myself. So on days where I'm just like feeling low for absolutely no reason, or I'm just feeling like I haven't done as much as I want to do, or days where I'm just feeling overly tired and like feel like I've got like a lot of things that I want to work through, I usually allow myself only that day or a few hours to sink in those emotions, and then I've been very good at quickly picking myself up, which is something that I haven't always been good at. Typically, if I'm sad about something on Monday, I will be sad about it for the whole week, but I have been making a lot of effort into picking myself up and not allowing myself to like sink in negative emotions. So I'd say it was like a 3.5 this month. And then in terms of my faith, I'm gonna give that a 1-star rating. I've been absolutely terrible this month at spending time with God. I haven't been reading my Bible as much as I should be. I haven't been praying as much as I should be. And I don't even have a legitimate excuse. Like, I just don't even have a legitimate excuse besides that I just haven't been doing it. So definitely that's going to be one of my goals for the month of June. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Not too many goals to recap. Now let's go into having a look at the goals that I've set for the month of June. So obviously we're going to have our standard monthly goals, which are always the same, and then I've got some specific goals which I divide into the 4 different categories of my life. So first one is personal finance. I actually don't have too many in this one just because I've been absolutely smashing my personal finance goals over the last month or so. So the only goal that I have in this one is to keep my budget and bank statements absolutely tight. So over the next 3 to 6 months or so, I'm hoping to be able to start the more pre-approval process for purchasing my second investment property. And in order to do that, I need to make sure that the months leading up to that, my bank statements are clean, they're spotless, they are, not random, large, spontaneous spendings that the bank's going to look at and be like, what was going on here? Next category is career, personal development, and side hustle. First goal that I have here is be exceptional at my day job, go above and beyond with something worth recognizing. I feel like I've kind of dropped the ball a little bit with work, as in I've been doing my day job, I've been showing up, doing what I need to do. I feel like I've gotten a bit comfortable and I want to be exceptional. I feel like at the moment I'm just being good at my job, but I just want to go above and beyond and just be exceptional and not just be average. Next goal that I have under this is to post at least 1 YouTube short per week. So in addition to posting 4 videos this month I would also like to be posting at least one YouTube short a week. I have not posted a single short ever. I don't post on TikTok or anything like that, so this is going to be a new skill for me to learn, but it is something that I feel like will be beneficial to do. And then the biggest category for me is health, wellness, and fitness. That one has quite a lot of goals for this month. I think that's probably my priority, just because I feel like because I've been kind of like freeballing life a lot over the past 2 months or so, I've kind of lost a little bit of structure in terms of like my routines. So I guess the main focus going into June is to really solidify those good routines and those good, I guess, habits. First goal that I want to do is I want to donate blood. Very embarrassing to say I have not donated blood at all this year, which is terrible considering last year I was aiming to donate at least once a month. I guess contradictory to that above statement, I also want to go for just a general health check. Haven't gone to like get my bloods tested or anything like that, or just gone to see the GP just for a general health check in, I think, like ever. So I just want to go there and just make sure everything. Next, I want to get back into a good and consistent 5:30 a.m. wake up and 10 p.m. bedtime routine. So this is kind of the routine that I've found works for me. But sometimes I fail at doing it, which has been recently. So ideally I'd like to be up at 5:30, do my regular morning routine, and be in bed or asleep by 10 p.m. So that's what I'm trying to work towards. However, 7 hours of sleep will always take precedence. So what I mean by this is there are times where I've been so regimented about making sure that I wake up at 5:30. So let's say even if I get to bed at 12, or if I get to bed at like 1 a.m, I would force myself to wake up at 5:30 just for the sake of saying that I woke up at 5:30, but I would end up paying the price for that on like days and days to come. So as much as I want to make sure that I'm waking up at 5:30 and sleeping at 10, what will always take precedence is getting 7 hours of sleep. So that means if I get into bed and fall asleep at 12, I'm going to have to wake up the next morning at 7. Next is I want to complete at least 1 3-kilometer run per week. Next is I do not want to be snoozing my alarm. This is a bad habit that I have developed, and it just means that I'm wasting time, because essentially when you snooze your alarm, like there are times where my alarm will ring at 5 and I'll keep snoozing it until like 7 a.m, and that's effectively like a loss of a good 2 hours, because those 2 hours my alarm is ringing every single 8 minutes, so that means I'm not even getting good hours of sleep. So I'm really going to be strict with myself and not allow myself to snooze. Next is no napping during the day. I have been notorious of napping during the day over the past month or so. I have no idea what's going on with me. I'm just always feeling tired, and it probably is linked to my sleep schedule, which hasn't been too great lately. So I ideally would like to not be napping during the day, just because it's just taking up so much time. And the thing is, my naps are not like 5 minutes. My naps are not 10 minutes. My naps end up being like an hour or 2 hours, which is terrible. And that's not to say that napping is bad at all. No, napping isn't bad, but it's just, for me, I've noticed because I don't nap for short periods of time, it's making me lose a lot of time during the day, and it's probably one of the reasons why I'm struggling to sleep earlier, because I would have napped during the day. And then the last goal that I have for myself is to start each day with God, and this will be non-negotiable for the month of June. I have been doing a very terrible time of putting in the time into my relationship with God that I should be, so I am prioritizing it this month, and I would like to start each and every single day with God. So yeah, that's what we're looking like for the month of June. All right, lovelies, let's now go into having a look at the books that we read for the month of May. I don't have any physical books with me, just because all my reads I either read on my Kindle or I listened to on Audible. So the first book that I finished this month was Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. And I actually gave this book a 1 star. I know, I love Coho. I feel like over time, my love for Coho is kind of like slightly decreased. I feel like when she got me into reading, so I absolutely love Coho because of that. But I feel like as I've been reading more authors, I'm kind of seeing how overhyped Coho is. She's a great author, absolutely love her work, but I feel like she is a little bit overhyped. Anyway, so I read this month Without Merit, and I just didn't like it because I could not like relate or really empathize with the characters. This book is not your traditional coho contemporary romance. Yes, there is elements of romance there, but it's almost kind of like family drama, and I think I just don't like family drama books. The main character being Merritt, she just did so many things that annoyed me, and I will applaud the book for talking about like some really big and important heavy conversations, things like mental health, things like forgiveness, and all those things. I will applaud the book for like raising those issues and speaking about those issues. But for me, I just got annoyed by Merritt a lot, and yeah, I just didn't like the book. I didn't like the book at all. I know a lot of people love it, so don't take my review as a source of truth. I know a lot of people love it, but I think this kind of genre and like family drama and like characters who are just whingy, I can't deal. The next book that I read, which I absolutely love, and I will give this book a 4-star, was The Temporary Wife by Katharina Maura. I've been reading a few of Katharina's books lately, well, not lately, but this year, and I've absolutely been loving it. Absolutely love The Temporary Wife. So this book is actually a second book in a series, and I didn't read the first book because the first book didn't seem that interesting to me, but now that I've read the second book, I'm definitely going to go back and read the first book. And I think you can get away with reading the second book without reading the first. Obviously, it's better to read the first before the second, but you can get away with it. And I really enjoyed this book. There were some parts where the writing was getting a bit boring, where things were not really moving, but overall, I really loved the book. It's probably not everyone's cup of tea, and it probably might be a bit, how do I say this? It might be a bit, I don't know how to say it, but it might be a bit like that for some people. But overall, I really liked it. The next book that I read was Keep Calm and Mortgage On. This one's just a short read, and as I previously mentioned, I am now in the process of getting ready for applying for my second mortgage, and I'm just trying to inform myself in the onto the lays of the land. So this book, I gave it a 3-star. Probably realistically worth less than a 3-star, but I'm just going to give it a 3-star. It was a short book, but I felt like there was a lot of waffling. I felt like only 20% of the book had value, and the other 80% was just waffling. The 20% that was valuable, and it helped me look at mortgages in a different way, and it helped me look at structuring mortgages. Essentially, the whole main idea of the book is to show you different ways that mortgages can be structured, looking at offset accounts, benefits of that, benefits of interest only versus principal and interest, benefits of that, all those kinds of things. So there are things that I hadn't read about that much. Like, I've listened to podcasts on it, but I haven't really read much on it. So it was good to get that information. And then the final book that I read this month, or that I'm about to finish, probably I'll finish it tomorrow, I've only got like 5% of the book remaining, is The Motivation Myth: How High Achievers Really Set Themselves Up to Win by Jeff Hayden. I am giving this book a 5-star. I absolutely love it. It's been a long time since I've picked up a self-help book that I have given more than 3 stars. I feel like I've read so many books in the self-help space that a lot of books that I pick up feel like a repetition of things that I've read before. Hence, I've been struggling to give any self-help books more than 3 stars, but this book I really loved. It did speak a lot about the things that I have heard about before, but I really like the storytelling element of it, and the sheer amount of value that is in this book is unmatched. I read this book when I was in a situation where I was just not feeling motivated. I was behind with uni. I just wanted to just spend my days sleeping on my couch. Like, I was in that phase for a point in time this month. But then I picked up this book, and it really helped show me how I don't need to wait for motivation to strike for me to take action and do a thing. It's really talking about how motivation is almost like a consequence of you taking action, not a prerequisite of you taking action. A lot of us wait to feel motivated before we take action, but rather it's when we do little things, we feel the satisfaction of having ticked something off of our to-do list or having achieved a certain goal. It's only when we get that satisfaction that's when the motivation actually kicks in. So it's really been good in teaching me how to be proactive and how to do things even when I don't feel like doing them. And I feel like it really has made a difference. So highly recommend it. Absolutely amazing read. So yeah, those are the 4 books that I read in the month of May. Alrighty, so let's finish off this monthly reset with our monthly favorites for the month. And I've got 3 to share with you this month. So the first one is this Apple Watch band that I got off of Amazon. It's just like this gold Apple Watch band, and I am absolutely in love with it. Like, I don't know, like I just feel like it elevates your Apple Watch so much. I feel like it makes my Apple Watch not be so casual, and so many like different shades and different colors that you can get, but I felt like gold is just a bit luxe and looks good and all that kind of stuff. My next favorite for the month is these Lululemon Ebb to Street tank tops. I bought one at the start of the month and I now own 4 of them, and I'm contemplating getting another one, but I'm not going to allow myself to get another one because I think they retail for like what, 68 or 89 Aussie dollars. So they are a bit pricey, but it's Lululemon. If you're going to Lulu, you're going to spend a bit of cash. Honestly, ever since I bought it, I have not worn any other tank tops to the gym. They're really, really comfortable. What I really love about them is they like are really good in terms of like molding you and making you look good in the gym without being like too revealing. I love the material of it. It's super breathable, and at the same time it's not too tight. Also, it comes with like an inbuilt sports bra. It is a bit pricey, but I feel like it's worth it. My last monthly favorite for this month, which is not really specific to this month, but I just felt like I should bring it up, and it is the Diary of a CEO podcast ran by Stephen Bartlett. Oh my goodness, I feel like there is no other podcast that is doing podcasting to the level that Stephen Bartlett does it. Such a wide, diverse guest panel, and like very high profile guest panel that he brings on his shows. And what I love about this show the most is his questioning style. Like, he doesn't ask the whiffy waffy casual answers, casual questions that are easier to answer. He really goes deep. He really goes to ask questions that I've never heard any other podcast host ask. He gets people to be so vulnerable. He gets people to talk about things that we don't typically talk about on a day-to-day basis, like really real and deep and honest things. So that's what I really, really like about Stephen's podcast. Anyway, folks, I have spoken a lot already. I'm already feeling puffed out from speaking so much, but that is all for the month. But that is all for this month's monthly reset. I'll be catching you guys in a few days' time with a new video that will be coming up. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Comment down below some of the goals that you guys are working towards in this upcoming month. I love hearing about what you guys are working on and things that you're striving for. With all that being said and done, dream big, keep well, and hustle hard. I'll catch you again in the next one.